Good evening. Everyone should have a calculator in front of them. I'd like for you to get that at this moment. You will need it for the speech tonight, which is focusing on calculator use in the classroom. All right. I'd now like for everyone to take time to think back to when you were in a classroom yourself, or even a classroom-like setting, maybe with a chalkboard, whiteboard. Teacher could have possibly written a simple mathematical problem on the board. Okay. Definitely 10 years ago, I can see students reaching for their pencils, paper to work out this problem. Unfortunately, now in the classroom, students are reaching for their calculators. And that is a huge problem in today's classrooms. According to an article that was written almost 30 years ago, calculators posed a problem in the classrooms as well. So 30 years ago, when these calculators were first arriving in classrooms, people were all excited about it. There were researchers, people who knew that they would eventually pose a problem as far as students letting the calculators do work for them. Now, we've all had to use calculators at some time in our lives, whether it be in the office, whether it be at home. I know some stores had calculators attached to their shopping carts for consumers to keep up with their groceries, how much they were, groceries, whether it be groceries or any other household items, keeping up with how much they had in their carts, which was an awesome idea. As a computer lab facilitator of a software program that helps students in math and language, I deal with calculators on a daily basis and have had to deal with students in calculator usage. I've even had students to admit that they could not work out simple mathematical problems without the use of their calculator. Which takes me to examples of very, very big examples that kids are complaining about in the classroom. Fractions is one, and order of operations. Fractions, students they normally would just enter 1/2 plus 2/3 and let the calculator do the work for them. In the real world, you've got to know the common denominator for those fractions before you can add them up or subtract them. Okay? And a lot of students don't realize that, and most don't even know how to get that common denominator. Most students just plug it into their calculator and they get an answer. And they, write the answer down or enter the answer on the computer. The other example that I would like to use is order of operations. Order of operations is exactly what it is. It's following a mathematical equation in a certain order, which would be parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. If you follow this in that order, you will always get the right answer. Now, sometimes it may work out to where if you enter it in the calculator, you will get the same answer, but a lot of times it doesn't work out that way. And some students don't realize it is because you've just entered a problem exactly how it's written on paper. For example, the problem 4 plus 3 all multiplied by 2 squared minus 6 has to be worked out in a certain order in order for you to get the correct answer. And the right way to work that problem out would be to work within parentheses first, and to also do the exponents first as in parentheses, which would be to work out the 2 squared, then minus the 6. Okay? The next step would be to multiply that by whatever is outside parentheses, and then add whatever's left. Most students would just enter in their calculator 4 plus 3, all multiplied by 2 squared minus 6, and they get an answer. Again, they may get the correct answer, but this is not the correct way to do it, and calculators take away from that student knowing that that is not the correct way. Okay? Which brings me to my next point, and that would be the best solution. And that best solution would be to just simply limit the usage of calculators in the classroom. I think this could easily be done by a teacher's discretion. A teacher can decide whether a problem is too complex to be worked out on paper with pencil, or if they can decide if a problem is too simple to use a calculator for. Vice versa. Maybe they want the student to work out this complex problem. Maybe they want the student to get that experience, or maybe they want the student to just simply go ahead and work out 4 times 6 in their calculator, depending on time left in a classroom. So all that can be understood, but the best thing is to just limit that use, and that will knock a lot of the problems down that are posed in classrooms today. Okay, the outcome of limiting calculators is a better understanding of concepts. If a student learns how to do something correctly the first time, they can take that knowledge, take what they've learned, and they can apply it to other things with the use of calculators. They can take that concept anywhere. You know, I explain to a lot of students that once they get in high school, once they get in college, you know, calculators are acceptable, but they won't use them as much as they use them in elementary and middle school, where they should learn firsthand how to work out problems without the use of calculators. I believe anyone in the community can take action when it comes to this problem. There are many outlets for this. You can easily attend meetings, whether it be town meetings, whether it be a PTO meeting with the entire school organization, a school board meeting. There's even times when you can walk into a school and, you know, just easily get a visitor's pass and have a meeting with counselors, with students, or students' teachers, excuse me. You don't necessarily have to be a parent, a grandparent, aunt, or uncle. You can just be someone of the community, a concerned, you know, resident, and come into the school and have this talk with someone about calculator usage, being that it poses such a high disadvantage for students. Another way to get through is to write a letter to the editor. These things are published all the time. You can write a letter to your local newspaper. You can write a letter to your you know, neighboring state's newspaper. Either way, you can always voice your opinion and get it out there. So I believe that to be the best way for someone to get involved, someone who wants to get involved and who wants to take action as far as students' knowledge goes, because it goes very far. And once again, calculator usage has been taken advantage of throughout the past 30 years. That concludes my speech for this evening. Thank you.